Hello everyone, welcome to your first challenge for the AME portion of the Wheel Career Exploration course. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. So you can see here in Schoology it says Challenge 1 Personality Grid. And we'll go over this in class, but what I want to do here is walk you through the process of getting started with Google Drawings and layering information and things like that. So again, you can see what the challenge is, but your goal here is to create a photo collage on Google Drawings. Okay, so again, here's all the requirements, but let's go ahead and head over to Google Drive so we can take a look and see about how we actually pull some of this stuff off. So here I am in my Google Drive. I've got mine organized like so. But the first thing we need to do is hop over here and create new, and we're going to select folder. You might already have this, depending on when you're watching this video. You might already have a career explorations course. If you don't, go ahead and make one now. And here it is. So let's go ahead and open that up, and guess what? We're going to make yet another folder. I know I'm the AME teacher, but I'm also really adamant about Google Drive organization. It's a really fundamental skill in editing and all things computers, really. So let's go ahead and make yet another folder, and we'll call this one AME. All right, double click and open that one up. And finally, let's hit new one last time and go to Google Drawings. Okay, so what Google Drawings is basically a free format blank canvas. This is the very, very, very early kind of introduction to graphic design. After working with Google Docs or Google Drawings, I wouldn't necessarily go home and call myself a graphic designer, but this does get you a lot of the principles, at least introduce you to a lot of the principles. So the first thing we want to do is change this. So this is our personality grid. Okay, so you have so many options. Where do we even start? Let's start with adding some kind of background. If you look at some of the examples here, you see a lot of them did a large background with, some kind of location that they'd want to visit or something like that. So that would be a good place to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to come over here to a website that I really appreciate called Unsplash. Just a lot of really dramatic, wonderful photos that you can download for free and are indeed allowed to do. So one of the places that I absolutely love, I will always love this place, it's Yosemite. This place is just stunning. So if I want this to be my background, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and select one. This is kind of your classic Yosemite tunnel view. Here's El Capitan. So I'm going to go ahead and come up here, and I'm going to select download. Now I'm working on a Mac, you're probably working on your Chromebook, so the view is going to look a little bit different. Once you click download, there's a way to like drag and drop, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and go to insert image, upload from computer. Once you do that, yours, again, this is going to look all very different for you. But over on the right side, you should have something that says downloads. Go ahead and search for that file. Here's mine. Okay, here it is. Now you can see it actually doesn't take up the whole space. So what I'm going to do is you got two options actually. You can actually resize. See these lines right here? You can resize your actual drawing to make it fit. Okay, one of the other options you can do is actually resize this. Now do you see these grid lines that pop up? That's how I know it's actually in the center. If you ever need to crop an image and change the size of it, There's a pretty simple and easy way you can do that. Simply double click, and you see how you get this black outline? I now know that I can come down here, and you see this checkerboard background? That means it's transparent, so I can come up here to the top. There we are. And it is good like so. And I can bring this in so it fits on the actual size of the canvas. You definitely don't want to go over your canvas, okay? If you have any images that's over the side of this canvas like this, once you download it or anything like that, anything that's off this transparent, this checkerboard canvas, is not going to come with it, okay? So you definitely want to make sure everything's on that canvas once you are working. Now you have a lot of options here. You can actually change the transparency. One of the things that I really like to do to take kind of a background image and make it blend a little bit more in the background is I'm going to come right over here to adjustments, and I'm going to adjust that transparency. And now you can see that I need to do some more cropping here. Now you can see the background, it kind of fades away into the background a little bit more. So if I wanted to add a text, let's say that we wanted to insert some word art, that's another challenge right here. I can come right up here to insert and go to word art. I'm gonna put my name. Well, yeah. That's me, Mr. Riley, okay? Now, the default is Arial. I'm just gonna go ahead and say never keep Arial as the default if you're making something artistic. It's not. I like a good clean font, something like this. I'm gonna go something like that. I can change the fill colors as well, so I can go to something like that. Your border colors, the actual line, you can change those as well. This is not going to be pretty, but you could do something like that. All right. And also change the line color as well. And let's drop that border down a little bit. Okay. Of course, you can resize this, but be careful when you resize in word art. You could end up stretching the letters, so make sure it's proportional, okay? Okay, there's also a whole other video that I have on cropping and reformatting images and things like that. The other thing you really want to pay attention to is, let's bring this transparency all the way up again, okay? The other thing you really want to pay attention to as you work on this project, you know, there's some other things that you're going to want to insert and everything else, but it says right here, play with the layout, colors, and fonts. Just keep changing it, keep playing around, see what you like as you design this. But one of the only other things that I'm really going to talk about in this video, because I could talk about Google Drawings for probably another hour and a half. One of the things you really want to pay attention to is layering, okay? So you can see right now that this text is right now on top of this image. This is our background image. And that's works. That's exactly as it should be. But one of the things you can do is actually come over here to order, and you can send backwards, send it back. Okay, right now it's all the way at the front, so you can't bring it any further forward. But if I send it all the way to the back, it disappears. It's not deleted, it's just behind, okay? So this is really valuable when you are entering other images and want to layer images on top of each other. Another tool in here is actually you can just go right in within Google Drawings and explore. The president that dedicated Yosemite as a wildlife preserve, a national park, is Abraham Lincoln. So if I wanted to add Lincoln, let's try that again. Okay, I can actually bring this image right in like so. And you can see that, I can crop this and everything else. But you can see right now, Lincoln is covering up my portion of the name. So if I right click on this and change the order, I'm going to bring this to the front. You can see now it's on top. So the ordering and the layering of images is something that I really want you to explore and play with as you do this, okay? Remember, there's a couple other websites, remove.bg. So if I wanted to take this image, I think I'll need to, let's try that again. I might need to do this in a separate tab, so go to images. Let's get a download of this really quick, okay? This one will work. Okay, so if I move over here to remove.bg, this will actually remove some background fonts for you. Let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, there it is, and now we actually have a transparent background. So what I'm going to do is download this version. You won't be able to download the HD, the high def version, but you won't need to. So let's go up here to insert image, upload from computer, and actually we got that transparent one now. So now you can see the difference between having a transparent background and having it just like so. And then, of course, if we come back over to our background image and play with this transparency, you can see how it really helps make the people and the other foreground images pop a little bit more. This checkerboard, you're like, yeah, but I can see the checkerboard. Don't worry, once you download it, that checkerboard won't be visible, so you don't have to worry about that quite so much, okay? Ask me if you have any questions. I hope you really enjoy playing with Google Drawings. It's such a wonderful tool, and you'll be using it a lot over the next couple of years here in high school, not just for this class, but for all your other classes, I'm sure, too. So enjoy.